It's no more wars. It's no more wars. No more wars until, of course, there's another war. It's been nothing but war, this whole administration. And it looks like Cuba's next on the list of countries that we're going to fuck with. If you're out of the loop right now, the administration is very much ramping up the rhetoric around Cuba. Marco Rubio is on like a massive press tour right now, talking about how it's time. They're being nebulous, they're being vague, but they are moving ships around. So it does seem like this is very likely that some sort of military thing is going to happen. Not sure if there's going to be like Maduro in Venezuela or, God, please, another quagmire like in Iran. That's going very well for us, right? Surely the smaller country that we think is very weak, we'll be able to bully them just like we bullied the other small country that we thought was really weak, right? This really started around like January, I think, earlier this year. They started saying, oh, Cuba's like a terrorist hotspot. You know, all these terrorist organizations are trying to work with the Cuban government, and we can't do this. They're saying that Hamas and Hezbollah are like coming to Cuba, which is like a totally ridiculous statement. If you know anything about like the Israeli conflict, if you know anything about Israel, you know that that area, Gaza, where like Hamas is located in, it's an open air prison. You can't go in or out. You can't access like the shore. Like if you are a Palestinian on a Gazan shore, you are going to die. That you are asking for like an IDF member to like shoot you, more than they already are inclined to like shoot like Palestinians. But yeah, somehow they're making the trip halfway around the world so they can meet with Cuba for what? Cuba doesn't have anything. You can maybe make this argument for China or Russia, who maybe have some sort of like resources, but Cuba has been starved this whole time. Trump, well, I guess Obama tried like his last week right before he like peaced out. He's like, all right, we're going to try and be chill about Cuba a little bit. Like we're going to ease tensions. And then Trump got in and he's like, no, we're going to strangle them even harder. Biden, of course, one of the many bad things that he did was that he didn't try to continue like what Obama was doing. And he was like, okay, yeah, we'll just keep doing this how Trump was doing, as he did with a bunch of other things. The situation obviously became a lot worse once they got Maduro and once they told Venezuela, like, oh, you can't give oil to Cuba. And now we see Cuba as having these rolling blackouts where they don't have enough energy for the day. So there's times where we have to power everything out, even if it's a hospital or something. I've seen posts of like Cuban doctors on like Instagram talking about how sometimes we just have to stop, like we're trying to do a procedure and the power goes out, and we just have to like try to stitch up the wound while we can, and then hope that in an hour or two the power will go back on so we can keep like doing whatever we're going to be working on. It's just harrowing. It's no way for any people to live. The big thing, of course, is they're scary communists, and we really show the world how untenable communism is when we're like, well, we're not going to let you do that. We're just gonna like beat you to death, and everyone will see that like communism doesn't work. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I said Marco Rubio is on like every show, literally posting on all of his accounts, talking about how, oh, Cuban people, we are here to like liberate you. We are the reason you're in this pain to begin with, but we're going to liberate you. And that's always been my gripe with like the American policy. It's like, okay, if you don't think socialism work, let it play its course. Let's see then. Like, put your money where your mouth is. But it's like, it's never that. It's always, we're just going to increase like sanctions. It's like, we're going to make this fail. And it's like, okay, well, if you don't think it's such a great idea to like accommodate your economy in this manner, then let it fail normally, and then we won't have to deal with any of this. But it's never that. It's always, we have to go intervene. It's a human rights violation. It's like, we're not violating any human rights when we prevent these people from having energy. It's like, no, it's them. It's their fault for existing and being scary and socialisty. It also grinds my gears when Cubans, especially like this, mostly about Rubio, but I mean Ted Cruz, I think also, and plenty of other Cubans too. they fled Cuba in the Batista dictatorship, and then they're like, "Oh, you know, I'm an exile. I escaped the harrowing throes of communism," and it's like you didn't do that. Like your people like came in because of Batista, and I would assume his human rights abuses, because it was terrible to live in Cuba at that time, like under the latifundia system, where it's like literally slavery. And they always act. Rubio literally got caught out on this because he would say, "I'm like, oh, I'm an exile of communism. Oh, woe is me. My family had to make a daring escape." And it's like, no, you left before Castro took power. You were part of like the Batista regime. What the hell? Yeah, there's a funny video of Ted Cruz saying the same thing, except he's honest enough at least. The rare Cruz W where he's like, oh, well, you know, my parents actually escaped during the Batista regime, but that's neither here nor there. It actually kind of is here or there. I don't know. A lot of the people that have fled Cuba, especially like not recently, definitely more recently, of course, you know, America has been choking the state out. Very few opportunities, but I would say towards the beginning of the revolution, it was all, you know, upper class, the high society of Cuba, who, you know, the people that were profiteering off of like these sugar plantations that left. And again, because of America now, a lot of people are trying to leave because there's no economic opportunity. And it's, you know, you can't really point to say it's like, oh, it's, you know, it's because of communism. And it's like, well, no, it's because of the blockade. Like there's literally no gas on the island. Like how do you, like these countries have the ability to trade and barter. Like I don't know. It's hard arguing with people. I've definitely tried arguing before, but it's like a very personal thing. So, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, sure. They get very passionate, you know. Cubans are Latinos, and we are a passionate bunch. It's a very personal thing to them. So, you know, I don't want to make too much fun of the people who have been like severely brainwashed about like what Cuba is or isn't. Because I mean, it's just what their parents told them, and you know what their parents told them at this point. But yeah, it does seem like an attack is imminent. I don't really know what to say. You know, my thoughts are with the Cuban people. I really wish that my government wasn't so demonic and wasn't trying to harm them so badly. I wish I could say there was like aid that we could try to do, but I'm going to make another video that's certainly going to get more views than this because people fucking love drama. About apparently Hassan Piker just got indicted because of the help that he was giving the Cubans. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, that's all I have for right now. Again, probably going to make a follow-up video on this very shortly about the indictment because that applies to Americans, and that's fucking scary. The government's basically telling us what we can and can't do. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.